Well, I'm over here making a video about the East Side Community Garden. I figured at least make a video about this Tandy Hills Part 2. This is on one entrance, but there's one on View Street. The one way to get there is off of Meadowbrook to Ben Street to View Street to get there to the other entrance. A lot of people say it's better than this side, but I'm gonna try to walk it with this side to give y'all an idea. As you can tell, this is one of the entrances of the Tandy Hills Park. But like I said, everybody likes the other end because there's more different types of trails to go in. But at least this is one of the entrances to Tandy Hills from Meadowbrook. And that'd be Meadowbrook Drive, I think. But one reason why I like this coming at this end during like April when they have the blue bonnets. Normally you see like a whole this whole area full of blue bonnets during April after it starts raining. They do have foxgloves here and some other flowers too in April. Sometimes as early as March. But like I said, if anybody likes to, if you're on the east side of Fort Worth, this is a nice little park. Some people won't come here because they see remnants of homeless people living here. And that's the reason why some people won't come here. My mom was never afraid of come here, even knowing that there's homeless encampments, because she knew that they're probably out doing something during the day to try to get food, water, and other things to survive during the day and come out here at night to sleep, so that way they can get away from prying eyes. I managed to at least get somebody from that I used to associate with to come out here to hike, and he loves it. He says he likes the other entrance versus the one I came through. And as you can tell, there's at least there's some flowers to at least one type of flower to show y'all. Like I say, this place is kind of little on the, depending on where you go, I would recommend at least having some good shoes to wear to hike on, because the trails can be a little bit rough around here. Some of it can be easy, but some not. I don't know if you see that little air mattress there. That's the reason why some people don't want to come here, is because it looks like homeless been camping here. And of course, it looks like they need to come and take care of this tree. My guess is from that bad storm we had Monday or whenever, because I haven't been at this entrance, and the last time I've been here was at the other entrance. But I figured at least if I come in here some ways to give y'all at least a general idea of how this park looks like from one end of the park. And like I said, the other end is a lot of people prefer. And hey, look, like I said, this place does have wildflowers showing up. And here's a wildflower, I guess what you call a wildflower, that's decided to pop up out of nowhere. At least one of the two that I just showed y'all. And that it looks like a sunflower a type of sunflower that I showed y'all. That's why I say this is a good spot to see some wildflowers. Like I've seen blue bonnets here, I've seen foxgloves, various other type of flowers depending on the year. As you can tell, I think this might be one of the other spots that have blue bonnets during the March, April time frame, if you manage to come out here. And as you can tell, it's nice and wooded. If you're in the Fort Worth area and likes to at least do some park that's, I think it's on 200-acre park with a lot of, like I said, it does have a lot of flowers here. Depending on the time you go. I guess somebody left their Texas hoodie here, which should be too hot for like August 7th. To have one of those things. But like I say, it's Tandy Hills Park. I showed y'all the sign, so y'all could always, if you look at the park at the beginning of the video, y'all at least get an idea. My mom used to love coming here when she was alive, but she passed away about a year ago. So I've been here a couple times since she's passed away in the past year. But this, like I said, this is the first time I made a video of it, so to give people at least a general idea of what to expect if you come out here. Luckily, like I said, I have, as you can tell, I'm wearing some good hiking boots here that I got from Academy. I think the brand's Wolverine from Michigan. And like I say, here's why I say the city needs to come out here and take care of some of this stuff, because in front of the trail, this looks like a pecan tree, native to Texas. I love making homemade pecan pies. But you can tell there's actually some more yellow flowers over here. And like I say, this is a good park to come to if you like seeing wildflowers. This is the third group, and as you can tell, if you can look carefully, there's several more out over here of the same type of yellow flowers. Like I say, this is a good park to come to if you want to see some wildflowers as you hiking, without actually have to driving too far if you're on the east side of Fort Worth. Then you have to see, like, you have with this park, sometimes you have choices to go one way or the other. I'm going this way. I know this way will at least give me an overview of probably 30. 30 is also known as Tom Landry Highway, the famous coach of the Cowboys. At least I'm showing y'all the trail as I'm talking about it. I know this might be a little longer than some of my previous videos. And look, I tell you, this trail does have a lot of wildflowers. And here's another group of them if you like purple. You know, as you can tell, there's more in the back if you can see. And and some more yellow flowers, along with purple if you can see them in the video. Like I say, it's August. It's August and hot, so the sun might be blaring. You can't see through the camera. As you saw, there's more. You get more flowers, more flowers. Like I said, it's a good spot if you like flowers and seeing flowers while you're hiking. And you can show some trees. And I haven't seen any. The only type of wildlife I've seen out here are usually birds. That's the only wildlife I've seen is birds, which is, I figure, just normal anywhere. See, like I say, this has a lot of switchbacks where you can just go from, pick whatever direction you want to go to. I think that might lead to somebody's backyard, and I know the guy, he's a Boy Scout leader. I've always wondered if anybody from Fort Worth has actually made a whole video about Tandy Hills Park off of Meadowbrook in Fort Worth. I guess if not, I'll be the first one. But as you can tell, sometimes it's a little bit more. You get spots like this on the trail. I don't know exactly what this plant's called, but they always have purple flowers. I've noticed them popping up a lot more in the past couple of years at places like my house and other people's houses and this park and other places. Like I said, no, here's why I say you need some good hiking boots for the trail, because not be wearing something like high heels or something if you're a girl, because you get these little steep inclines. But as you can tell, this is a good place if you want to go get some good exercise. And see, like I say, good wildflowers, be out in nature, not have to deal with anybody. But like I said, I think this is the area that some people can see. I think it's this direction. It will lead you to somebody's backyard as a Boy Scout leader. The only reason I know that is because I know them from people. But I think it's somewhere around here, his house is, but I'm not sure. I guess not to show it. But at least you can tell what type of trees are around. I might be getting off the trail a little bit, but hey. And at least I'm giving clips of what type of plant life is here. Give an idea of plant life. The only problem with this trail, people like to trash it out a little bit. I wish people wouldn't be leaving their trash in the parks, but like I said, if you notice the trails, you can there's a lot of going up and down rocky trails. That's why I said good hiking shoes would be good. That's why I'm wearing my boots. the person I told about, like I said, about a year ago, I told somebody at the church I was going to about this place, and he decided to come here by himself with his dog. And he says he loves it. He prefers the going to the entrance on View Street versus, I think the other entrance is, I think, is on Chelsea Street, I think, or Avenue. And the one over that one of the entrance that's, I think, is on like Chelsea Avenue or something like that, is about a block or two from Oakland and Meadowbrook, and has a old firehouse there that has a pottery shop that's owned by somebody that's, I think he's like Welsh, and I mean Welsh like from England, Welsh, that's does pottery, and you could pay them to teach you how to do pottery and stuff like that. And there's a little coffee shop there that's called Coffee Folks, that's open usually on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays for from 7 to 2. If anybody likes a small mom and pop coffee shop. And that mom and pop coffee shop is in one of those little old RV type things that they can move anywhere they want if they need to. Like I said, here, this is August in Texas, and there's a whole field of them around here. But at least you give you at least a little bit of a close up of what type of flowers, in case you want to see them. This is why I say this one. Why my mom loved this park when she was alive, because of the concept of the flowers and the trails. I don't know if y'all can see them from here, but it looks like I'm coming up with a whole field of, looks like some type of sunflowers. If you could see them out there, let me see, get a little. I know they probably won't like me getting a little bit of a close up to one of them. Here's one of them, the smallest one. I know they probably won't want me to get off the trail here, but at least to get a little bit of a closer up to what I'm talking about, of a field of sunflowers at Tandy Hills Park on the east side of Fort Worth. So if y'all like flowers, there's some flowers. I'm showing y'all flowers. Those look like sunflowers. Like I said, at least some type of sunflowers. At this rate, I'm going to probably wind up showing up at the other entrance of Tandy Hills here if I keep hiking it. But at least people will be able to see both entrances if they need to. But at least I said at least one of the entrances, I think, is on Chelsea Avenue, so that way at least if you're going, you can type in Chelsea Avenue, Fort Worth. Or you just, like I said, the best way to do it is get it going. Basically, all you have to do is find Meadowbrook and Oakland and just keep going down. Go like, hey. Basically, it's east of, or no, it's actually, I live east of here, but it's basically west from the Coffee Folks on Meadowbrook and Oakland. So if you can find Coffee Folks, just go about a block or two down the street from Coffee Folks. You get to find the one of the locations on Tandy Hills. The other one's the other location's gonna be just further down off of Ben Street. But see, I don't know if y'all can see the view from here, but this is part of the reason why my mom liked this park so much. It's because the view. You see, out that direction is towards the beach. Beach and 30 is that direction. And then I could see part of a building from Gateway Church. That if you can see anything blue, it looks like a roof or something from Gateway. But I've been over in that section with my mom, and of course there's a little trail that you can go off of there. But like I say, this is on 200 acres of nature preserved. I guess to sit there and give people someplace to hike close by without spending a lot of money going to places like a state park, like Mineral Wells State Park. See, there's another different type of flower. There's a bridge down there if you can see it. They have done a lot of changes on this park since I started coming here. But I don't want to say about at least good several years since that I've been coming here. But at the rate I'm going, and I'll probably at the other entrance of the park, so I can show you the other entrance that's on View Street. And of course, like I said, with this trail, people do like to hike with their dogs and don't pick up after them. That's the probably trail that leads up to that bridge that I saw a moment ago. But be careful, because sometimes you might be able to find a penny on the floor. This park actually had at the other entrance, the entrance on View, they did have for several years a Prairie Fest event that my mom and I always like to go to every April, but the person in charge of it got tired of doing it, and I wish they would bring it back, because there's stuff that I did like about it. And it was basically, they had a little pop-up tents of people selling stuff at the other entrance. And you have to be careful with this park, because if you're not careful, you could possibly get lost or need lots of agua, a lot of water to drink, especially if you're in summer. Like I said, here I came up to at least the other entrance. At least this give you all this is, I can tell one of the trails at the other entrance. To give you all an idea, the other entrance, and as you can tell, a nice view. Probably why they call this entrance View Street, because as you can tell, it does give off a view. Which I managed to walk from one end to the other. Be careful, it does have cactuses here. It's Texas. But like I said, I don't know if you can see, but that's Highway 30 down there with all the cars driving by. I don't know if y'all can see it. but does at least have a nice view here. A lot of flowers. There's some flowers over there in the middle. If you can see it, a lot of trees, a lot of bushes. But at least if somebody wants to get a good workout and see some nice flowers, and like I said, best if you're gonna come here in the Texas hot sun, it's best to make sure to bring something to drink. Don't worry, I did bring something to drink at least, so I don't die of thirst. But it's always good to bring at least something to drink while you're out here. But like I said, here's one of the entrances trails from the Tandy Hills, but I know this is probably one of my longer videos, but see, look, it says notice, don't walk and stand in wildflowers, meadows. But that can be very beautiful when it's in bloom and has a lot of flowers. There are some. But watch out, because there are a lot of people, dogs use the restroom here. But as you can tell, there's a lot of view. It looks, and like I say, the way it gives y'all an idea of what Fort Worth wants you to do at this park. Right now, I just walked from one entrance to the other. I'm at the entrance that a lot of people prefer to go to on view. But like I say, you can easily. This park is a little bit on the quiet side at times. Sometimes you could walk it without seeing another human being at all. But I'll try to show you where the little prairie fest that they had every April. I think they still do it, but just not as nearly as big as they did when they had it like 5, 6, 10 years ago. When they had different types of venues, like have people like, I think they might have had like some concerts, like small concerts, like people that actually, local singers singing just to try to, I guess, get their name out there. And like I said, here's the other entrance of Tandy Hills. And that sign is, like I said, View and Sanderson's Avenue. View Street and, like I said, View Street and Sanderson's Avenue. But with everybody having their being able to use their phones for directions, they could probably just type in View Street in Fort Worth to find it. But like I said, here's another trail right there you can go through. And like I said, we had this is August 7th, and we had a major rainstorm the other day. A lot of trees came down, and this is probably one of them. And if you got kids, you can tell there's this end has the swings and slides for the people that have kids. But this is the entrance that my mom always loved to go to when she was alive, because she liked the view, as you could tell. And I think that's the reason why she liked coming in through this entrance, where the playground is. There's a, looks like a porta potty ahead of me. And if you see that, it stops. The sign there, that's Tandy, at Tandy Avenue and View. Per one, wonder, makes you wonder if they named it after that street. But like I said, this is where they had all those little venues. Like when they had that Prairie Fest, they had like little pop-up, like people trying to sell stuff, like everything from jewelry to soap to Raw and Sons Brewing Company was out here selling stuff. I would try to get a close view of that, but I don't want to get in trouble. But they have selective Saturdays in 2025, March 8th, April 5th, May 3rd, June 7th, July 5th, August 2nd, September 27th, October 25th, and November 29th. Looks like all you have to do is go to tandyhills.org, I guess, to get more information. Looks like something involving Tandy Hills nature area. So if you want to type in tandyhills.org, you might be able to find more details about what they're planning to do for the Prairie Fest Star Party. My guess it's in the evenings. But like I said, this is that area where they do the Prairie Fest. It seemed like in April, when it's not too hot. And like I said, they have like pop-up tents of people selling stuff like jewelry, soap, books, food. I think they would have like a little stage right here where they have people performing and singing, like small local singers, acts, which I miss so much having that little Prairie Fest. I think there were a lot of people here. That's a nursing home, I think, go right over there. But as you can tell, my mom liked coming to this entrance, as you can tell, for the view. So whoever sees this, I hope I'm the first one to actually be able to make this video of Tandy Hills, because I'm not sure if anybody else has made a video of Tandy Hills Park. But at least this will give people something place to go to if you're in Fort Worth.